We all know that taking steps to combat climate change is vital in creating a better world. But equally important is the continuing assessment of mainstreaming climate change into a country's policies and systems, because that will affect our response to climate change. This video will help you understand how the Climate Change Budget Integration Index, or CCBII, can help in assessing how climate change is integrated in the planning and budgeting process. While climate change is an existential threat to humanity, and many are responding to the call for a better world, climate change adaptation and mitigation responses are usually scattered across various sectors. This dispersion poses challenges for policymakers to evolve a coordinated approach to plan, budget, execute, and report on climate action and investments. Furthermore, climate change can exacerbate the effects of gender inequality and have an overall adverse impact on women and marginalized groups who are heavily dependent on biomass-based economies such as agriculture. We must, therefore, address differentiated needs and impacts by making climate change finance responsive to gender and human rights issues. Addressing climate change requires a coordinated and structured programmatic approach. The programmatic responses need to be integrated well in the national public financial management system of the country. Thus, the integration must be comprehensive, from the systemic level of policy formulation to its execution throughout the budget cycle. Integration is a gradual process, and therefore, regular assessment of a country's progress towards integration of climate change in the PFM system is crucial to help identify gaps and rectify them with plans for further improvements. Thus, the need for a tool that uses a multi-component criteria. The Climate Change Budget Integration Index, the CCBII, assesses the level of integration of climate change across the budget cycle with a gender-responsive and socially inclusive lens. The CCBII focuses on three key dimensions. 1. The policy dimension. 2. The system dimension. And 3. The accountability dimension. The CCBII assesses the level of A. Recognition and commitment to integrate climate change into national policies. B. Capacity and current practices of PFM systems to absorb climate change action. And C. How much the climate change dimension is part of the PFM accountability processes. Gender and inclusiveness is also considered across these three dimensions. CCBII assesses a total of 9 categories for climate change integration within the 3 dimensions and a donor category. Gender and social inclusion are also included for each category. The assessment is done using desk reviews of published documents containing information on public financial expenditure for the last completed fiscal year. It may require interacting with sectoral agencies and other government stakeholders for some queries, while some may need numerical calculations. Each category has specific areas of inquiry on climate change, gender, and social inclusion. The assessment process for each category flows from the bottom up, and scoring starts from the lowest level upwards. The CCBII assessments carried out between 2 years also show various reforms the country has undertaken to make progress towards integrating gender-responsive and socially inclusive climate change in the PFM system. The CCBII carried out for Nepal and Pakistan in 2015 and 2018 reflect the weak and strong areas of integration and how the two countries progressed during these 2 years. The recent CCBII conducted for Tonga in 2021 also pictures the gaps and strengths. The CCBII output, in the form of a spider chart, instantly shows which category under which dimension has the country made progress and which category requires immediate attention for reforms, thus helping decision makers to formulate a precise reform agenda to improve integration of climate change in the identified dimension. The CCBII enables a systemic approach and more objective validation of the progress towards a gender-responsive and socially inclusive climate change integrated PFM system in countries. At the same time, it helps prioritization and formulation of a reform agenda for better climate change integration and comparison with peer countries. Solving the problems posed by climate change will indeed require numerous efforts, and governments are required to provide strong leadership in this regard. Integrating climate finance in the planning and budgeting process is a necessary condition for tackling climate change.